Can I be honest with y'all? Doing this video without a script was a major bad idea on my side. But anyways, my name is The Comical. You probably know me for stuff like Round 2, Time's Up, and Comical and stuff like that. But most importantly, 5-star expansion. And I'm gonna be blunt with y'all. We need assistance. We need help. We need all of that shit. But before we get to that, I need to talk about what 5-star expansion is first of all, since most people aren't really... They're at the very least aware of the mod, but they don't really know the features. So let me just clear that up for a moment. This mod is very ambitious, I'll tell you that much. But we will be splitting the content into multiple demos, so y'all won't have to wait a billion years for playable content. So yeah, that's awesome. But anyways, for Demo 1, at the very least, we're planning on adding stuff. So to start, we're adding, in terms of playable characters, we're gonna revamp Gustavo and Brick and give them their own campaign and stuff like that, as well as revamp Swap Mode to feel like its own campaign. We're also adding the scrap floor -1 from the Pizzatower Mega Leak. If y'all have seen the Mega Leak, you know what I'm talking about, but if y'all haven't, well, I really don't know. I really don't know what to tell you, buddy. But, and for the last big feature, we're planning on adding many forms of lapping. Most importantly, the pizza face lapping y'all are familiar with, but mixed with some loco tower lapping in places like here and there. You'll see what I mean when we get to that. That content isn't ready to yeah. And we're also we're also gonna be expanding lapping to more than just the base levels, so you'll also be able to lap in things like Secrets of the World, Trick or Treat, and even sort of the bosses, in which they get a third phase. Pizza Head Scrap Phase 3 truthers. Y'all might want to start truthing. But anyways, yeah, there's also stuff like modded options and adding character compatibility sort of things, so like you can fight the Doy with Gustavo and Dick and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, that's pretty much what Demo 1 is going to offer. And now for the help segment. It was a mistake to make this its own recording, wasn't it? Oh my god, I hate CapCut! Anyways, so I'm gonna split this into levels of importance, starting with the most important and ending with the least important. And starting with the most important, we've got writers, musicians, and level designers. For writers, we have a ton of them, but they're either pretty inactive or pretty limited with what they can do and actually make look into the Pizzatower style, if you get what I mean. So yeah, we could really use some spriters that can replicate the Pizzatower style. That would be very much appreciated, especially considering how a ton of the mod code has already been made. We just don't have the spriters, the spriter polish to show it off, so yeah. Then for musicians, we're pretty lacking in them. the Gustavo and Brick Pizza Time song we teased is the only one we have that's actually finished. So yeah, I think that speaks for itself. And finally, for level designers, this mod adds a ton of levels, and none of them, not even Gustavo and Brick's tutorial, have their level design made yet, so we could really use some help in that department too. Then for the middle tier, which is the ones we could use but aren't really as needed, there's coders, sound designers, and conceptors. For coders, we have 10 coders. We could use more coders, especially considering how difficult it'll be to code in some of the mods' aspects, but they aren't exactly necessary. And then for sound design, we don't have any of the new sounds made, but I don't think they're really that necessary, not right now at least, and that also applies to translators. We could use more of them, but they aren't really necessary right now. And finally, the tier of and conceptors. If the concepts are good enough, like really, really good enough, we might accept them, but we won't be accepting most conceptors, sorry to say. And obviously, for the last tier, we won't be accepting any critics or playtesters. Critics because let's be honest, it's really not that good of a world. And playtesters because, yeah, they aren't really that important rules, they don't contribute to much. So yeah. And if you don't want to work on the mod, that's fine. But that's not to say that just because you don't want to work on it doesn't mean you can't contribute to it, as there are some things that you can contribute to, such as the Gustavo and Brick cheese molds that act as the title card gimmick for Gustavo and Brick, and stuff like that. You get the deal. So you can help with that if you don't want to work full-time on the mod. But anyways, for those who do want to apply, we have a Discord server in the description which y'all can apply for. And, yeah, I think that's it. That'll do for the video. Make sure to like the notification bell and subscribe!